Good evening. The State Weather Bureau says Typhoon Goring maintains its strength as it moves northward over the Philippine Sea. Signal number 1 is still up over 3 areas in northern Luzon. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration says Goring was last seen 260 kilometers east of Tuguegarao City, Cagayan. The typhoon carries maximum sustained winds of 155 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 190 kilometers per hour. Tropical cyclone wind signal number 1 is hoisted over Batanes, the northern and eastern portion of mainland Cagayan including Babuyan Islands, and the eastern portion of Isabela. Goring continues to enhance the southwest monsoon or habagat, bringing rains over most parts of the country. A landfall scenario is still not ruled out as Pag-asa forecasts Goring to make a close approach to Batanes between Wednesday morning and evening. It will then exit the Philippine Area of Responsibility Thursday morning or afternoon. State meteorologists are currently monitoring a tropical storm outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility, which is seen to become a typhoon. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration says Tropical Storm Haikui may become a typhoon before entering PAR Wednesday evening or Thursday morning. It will be named Hana once it enters PAR. The tropical storm was last spotted 2,205 kilometers east of northern Luzon, packing maximum sustained winds of 65 kilometers per hour and gustiness of up to 80 kilometers per hour. According to the State Weather Bureau, it is less likely to directly affect the country, but it may enhance the southwest monsoon or habagat starting Wednesday or Thursday. The National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council says almost 8,000 people have been affected by Typhoon Goring. In a situational report on Monday, the NDRRMC reports that Goring has affected 7,919 individuals across 6 regions. This figure is equivalent to 2,302 affected families. NDRRMC says there are at least 2,000 displaced persons, with 1,948 in evacuation centers. According to the agency, no casualties have been reported so far. A total of 81 incidents of flooding were recorded in Ilocos Region, Cagayan Valley, Calabarzon, Mimaropa, and Western Visayas. Armed Forces of the Philippines Chief of Staff General Romeo Brawner Jr. says China's proposed joint military exercises and patrols with the Philippines are unlikely in view of the former's dangerous tactics in the South China Sea. In July, China proposed joint military exercises with the Philippines, but details were not definite at the time. But Brawner believes the joint drills may no longer push through.
Well, sa tingin ko, mukhang malabo lang patuloy yung sinasabi nilang proposal nila na magkaroon ng joint exercises with us. Although existing pa rin yung ating Memorandum of Agreement on Defense Cooperation since 2004. Kaya nagpapadala tayo ng mga Filipino officers and enlisted personnel for schooling because of this Memorandum of Understanding.
Earlier in August, senators learned that there were Filipino military officers that graduated from the Beijing Military Academy following the said agreement with China. Senator Rafi Tulfo called the AFP's program a slap to the face given the tensions in the West Philippine Sea. Brawner also adds that given China's aggression, they have stopped sending over these officers. He calls on China to stop their coercive and dangerous tactics in the West Philippine Sea.
Well, sa ngayon kasi dapat po talaga ay ihinto nila yung ginagawa nilang coercive and dangerous tactics. At yung pag-challenge nila sa atin. Every time we go there to the South China Sea to resupply our islands and our occupied features, like the Ayungin Shoal, ay parati nila tayong hinaharan.
The Land Transportation Office says it has issued a show-cause order against a former police officer involved in a road rage incident caught on video in Quezon City. According to LTO Chief Vigor Mendoza II, a show-cause order was issued over the weekend against Willie Gonzalez. A viral video shows the retired cop stepped out of his car, pulled out a handgun, and threatened a biker. Mendoza thanks the uploader of the video, adding that this has become the basis of the LTO's swift action. Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police says its Firearms and Explosives Office has revoked Gonzalez's license to own and possess firearm registration, and permit to carry firearms outside residence. The PNP reminds gun owners to be responsible, saying the possession and ownership of firearms are not absolute rights, but rather a privilege. The Commission on Human Rights expresses concern over the death of a teen who was shot by a police officer in Rizal. In a statement, CHR says it is seriously concerned by the incident, as it is the second time just this month that a minor was killed by the police. Just weeks after, Navotas police shot and killed 17-year-old Jemboy Baltazar after mistaking him for a murder suspect. The Rizal Police Provincial Office earlier confirmed grade 9 student John Francis Ompad died on August 20 after he was shot by Police Corporal Arnulfo Sabilio. According to CHR, it has launched a motu proprio investigation into the killing of Ompad, adding that it has coordinated with the police and the victim's family as part of its independent probe. CHR reminds police officers of their duty to serve and protect, adding that acts of violence that may result in the violation of rights should never be the first response to aggression. According to the Rizal Police Provincial Office, Sabilio initially flagged down the victim's brother, John Ace, after the officer noticed he was driving a suspicious-looking vehicle. The incident escalated into a chase after John Ace refused to stop, claiming that Sabilio was not wearing a police uniform. John Ace was accused of throwing a helmet at Sabilio. The police officer then retaliated by shooting John Ace, but instead hit the teenager, John Francis. The Bureau of Fire Protection reports that 7 people, including 3 firefighters, were hurt after a fire razed a residential area in Barangay Culyat in Quezon City. In an incident report issued Monday, BFP says 2 of the firefighters sustained second-degree burns, while the other injuries include wounds, abrasions, and lacerations. No fatalities were recorded. According to BFP, the fire broke out at Vargas Lane on Visayas Avenue at 9 p.m. on Sunday, August 27. It quickly spread and reached the 5th alarm at 10:13 p.m. the same night. Firefighters declared the fire under control at 12:22 a.m. on August 28, while fire out was announced at 2:56 a.m. The cause of the fire has yet to be determined. Local oil firms announced yet another round of fuel price hikes effective Tuesday, August 29. Gasoline prices will climb by 30 centavos per liter, while diesel prices will rise by 70 centavos per liter. Meanwhile, kerosene prices will hike by 80 centavos per liter. This would be the 7th straight week of price hikes for gasoline and the 8th straight week for diesel and kerosene. Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama sa Irvin Santiago ng Bandera. Irvin?
Hi Neil at sa lahat ng mga kabandera natin all over the universe. Ito na nga ang latest Bandera Chika. Pak na pak ngayon ang gimmick ng veteran TV host comedian na si Jose Manalo sa noontime show nilang EAT sa TV5 bilang si Mayor Jose. In fairness, talagang bukang bibig na ngayon ng mga manonood at ng mga netizen ang tawag sa partner ni Wally Bayola sa kanilang Sugod Bahay Kapatid segment as Mayor Jose. Pinaniniwala ang pangtapat ito ng EAT kay dating Manila Mayor Isko Moreno na isa naman sa mga host ngayon ng longest running noontime show program sa bansa na Itbulaga sa GMA7. At dahil sa kasikatan ngayon ni Mayor Jose, marami ang nagpapalagay na mukhang may plano raw ang komedyante na pumasok na rin sa mundo ng politika. Baka raw naghahanda na si Jose sa kanyang pagtakbo sa politika, kaya naman nagsisimula na siyang magpakilala bilang mayor sa pamamagitan ng segment nila sa EAT. Sa pakikipagtsikahan namin sa veteran comedian sa nakaraang media ko ng bago nilang show ni Wally sa TV5 na Wow Mali, Doble Tama, natanong siya tungkol sa isyu ng politika. Diretsahan namang inamin ni Jose na maraming humihikayat sa kanya na sumabak na rin sa politics, kung saan iba't ibang posisyon sa gobyerno ang inalok sa kanya.
Matagal, marami na nag-o-offer pero dati.
Anong offer nilang position dati?
Yung iba kasi Yakult yun. Hindi, dati konsehal, mayroong vice mayor, pero hindi Wala talaga. Hindi ko linya. O hindi namin linya pumasok sa politiko. Mahirap. Kailangan na yung pinag-aralan mo mataas. Yung pinag-aralan mo, alam mo lahat yung gagawin. Hindi yung uupo ka na lang na ano to. Wala lang, hindi pwede. Kasi mahirap.
At yan ang bandera chika natin today. Thanks, Neil.
Maraming salamat sa Irvin. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. Typhoon Goring maintains strength as it moves northward over the Philippine Sea. Signal number 1 still up over areas in northern Luzon. LTO issues show cause order against retired police officer in viral road rage video clip. PNP revokes his gun license. And oil firms to implement another round of increase in fuel prices on Tuesday. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.